Now it's time for Straight on the Point with Jesse T from some undisclosed location somewhere in the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Jesse T.
Hey. Okay, we're back with you on the Jesse T Show, live at 5 right here on the Pacific Coast, Los Angeles, California. Good to have you along with us. That's me, Jesse T. You know who you are. I know who I'm at, and you know where you're at, and I know where I'm at. So we're at and who we are together. I like that, on the air and everywhere. Hey, it's a community to the world. It's AV TV Live on the Digital Broadcasting TV Network and the Global Radio Network of the powerofvoices.com, baby. It's the Jesse T Show as you enter the world according to, you like the hand signals? Torero. That's what it's all about. You're going to get straight on the point today. Today is Thursday in Southern California as I turn my phone down because people always want to call me when I get on the air. I don't know why that is, but they just do. So if you're hearing kind of a tinty sound of an auditorium, for whatever reasons, my little earpiece mic isn't working today. So we're just kind of shooting this right into the cameras themselves and picking it up on their microphone. So if I sound a little bit distant, that's okay. We're broadcasting live right now on a couple of places. I'll let you know, www.thepowerofvoices.com, also www.aventertainmentlive.com, and Instagram Live, our Instagram Live chime. Hey, we like you guys checking in. We're growing that fast. We've got over a couple thousand followers now from the time we just started. It is grown so much faster than you guys on Facebook.com/Jesse Torero. Excuse me, you got to get your butts in gear. That's right, Instagram Live is kicking your butts, guys. So come on, let's get it going, you know. I got 2 or 3 cameras going here. I'm getting myself dizzy. Anyhow, I've got the Sherlock Holmes Jesse T, 150-year-old magnifying glass because I can't see it. My glasses haven't come in. All right, so let's see who's checking in on Instagram Live right now. Saying hi to Maria_hairstyle_heart. You like that, Maria? I got to use the big one. The big one, baby. Saying hi to RS Short 3643. I cannot find you on Facebook. Let me give it to you again. Facebook.com/Jesse Torero. Facebook.com/Jesse Torero. Also, you can check us out on Facebook.com/The Power of Voices, one word. And if you want to go over to YouTube, we're at YouTube Live. We've got the whole social network world covered. That's right. Thanking our friend Lee Michaels and our guru of gurus. He gets us hooked up into a lot of these social networking places. It's very, very, very cool. You see what I tell you? People start calling me when I get on the air. I don't know why that is. They just do. You know, it drives me insane. That's why I turn it down. So nobody can hear that anymore. It drives me nuts. Imagine if you were like a brain surgeon and your phone went off. I mean, you know, it's okay. The guy just lost his eyesight. All right. So also we want to let you know you can check us out on YouTube Live. YouTube Live, The Power of Voices. Hey, just go download the app. The Power of Voices app. We're all over that, and we were developing an app here for AVTV Live. A couple of great things coming up. I want to let you know I got to forward some stuff right now. Night of 100 Stars. Norby Waters, Night of 100 Stars. I'm going to be on the red carpet interviewing all the stars at the #1 viewing party in Hollywood. Every year. They've been doing it about 30 years now. We were out there last year, and we're going to be broadcasting live on Roku and several other platforms, as well as all of our social networking platforms here, and also the powervoices.com. They don't know that yet, but we're going to be doing a radio feed from there too, because it's going to be kind of cool, you know, to have that on radio and TV at the same time, as well as Roku and other things. We're setting that up right now. Just got confirmation. We're going to be out there night of 100 Stars. If you want to see what that's about, man, we get to interview the greatest stars, movie stars, recording stars of all time show up there. These are all the people that, are not receiving an award this year at the Oscars. So they go to Normie Waters' viewing party, and it is really, really, really fun. They get a big meal. It's at the Hilton in Beverly Hills. It's so cool, and it's invite only for press. So we're going to be there, and they like the job that we did last year on the red carpet interviewing everybody. You can check out some of those interviews on my personal website, as well as avtvlive.com. That's www.avtvlive.com. You can check out some of those interviews, and you can go to my YouTube website and check out those as well. That's Jesse Torero on YouTube. And check out some of those great interviews. I'm talking, guys, the best of the best, old-time classic stars to the new, young, modern stars. Everybody needs to make an appearance there. And then afterwards, we're going to be going to a special elite private Hollywood Oscars night party. So I got that set up because it's the night of the Oscars. So we're going to start promoting that pretty hot and pretty heavy here on AVTV Live in the Digital Broadcasting Network. We want you to be a part of it. Also, we're looking for sponsors and stuff to sponsor us there, so we'll be giving some more details there as well. And I just might arrange something. I'm looking for a promotion, maybe to give away a couple of tickets that you can join me and my camera crew set up and hang out and get up close and personal to the stars. I'll bring you in as like my special assistant or something like that. I'm developing a campaign, so we're going to try to do something there as well. Also, at the end of the week, this week, tomorrow, Friday, it's the debut of TLC Unleashed. TLC Unleashed, Tracy Lynn Cohen, one of the best fitness gurus to the stars here in Hollywood and Beverly Hills and Los Angeles. She is a fitness queen, a professional fitness guru, nutritionist, motivational speaker. She coaches and teaches and has private lessons, trains people from regular folks like you and me to superstars, some of the biggest of the big. And she's super well known. We were out to LA Fitness Expo. We ran into her. She's got a brand new reality show that I am producing. AVTV Live is producing it along with friends. We're producing that show. And it's going to be a tie-in with thepowerofvoices.com as well. And it's a reality-based show. I'm starting to get some interest from the cable networks already, some pre-interest. I'm working on that for about a couple of weeks now. And tomorrow is her first debut radio show here in Los Angeles. And across the nation and the world, it's TLC Unleashed every Friday at 4 o'clock. She's got a great interview lined up, and we're going to be shooting some of that visual stuff for her reality show. It's going to be very cool. We want you to check it out. If you remember, we had her on one of our shows, the Jesse T Show, a couple of months ago. We got like 4,000 hits on it across the social network world very quickly. Just out of that show alone, we were pushing 1,000 from that show about 3 or 4 days after. Unbelievable popular this woman is, and she's so terrific, and what a great personality, so smart, and her body is so fit and powerful and strong. And ladies and guys, you got to hook up with her. She'll get you right in your physical fitness, your health, your nutrition, and get that motivational warrior spirit going, man. So that's coming here tomorrow, and we'll be hooking up with that. Saying hi to Nancy Thompson, Kafer chiming in on Facebook Live, facebook.com/Jesse Torero. So it's good to have you guys chime in there. And saying also hi to Jeff Julius, 1 with 3 thumbs up. Hey, thanks, Jeff, for joining us on Instagram Live. And Chevin Roberts, let me tell you about Chevin Roberts. Chevin Roberts is a terrific recording artist. She opened for several major superstar recording artists, and her career is starting to blow up over the last couple of years. You might want to check Chevin Roberts out. She's all over the social network scene. She has hundreds of thousands of followers. terrific, a beautiful woman. She's got her head screwed on, man, and she can sing and wail and dance. A great performer. We've had the luxury and the opportunity to see her perform live on many occasions, and we've had her on the show, not the Jesse T show here at AVTV Live, but doing red carpets and things like that. Sheva Robbins, thanks for checking in with us at Instagram Live. I really appreciate that very much. And look for her. She's got I believe she's got some music out and a CD and some new videos. And you can check her out. I think she's on SoundCloud as well as all the listening sites. Let me know where you're at, Shevin, and I'll let the people know how to get in touch with you here as our audience grows massively here locally in Los Angeles and across the God's blue green earth. Bada bing, bada boom. The inauguration celebration kicked off today. And I don't know if you had a chance. You're probably at work making money. See, I'm making money doing this anyway, so this is what I do. I was watching the celebration in front of the Lincoln Memorial. It was just terrific. One of the most terrific things, though, of today's inaugural celebration. Since 1937, every incoming president has laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. And I talked about this earlier on some Facebook Live postings earlier today. My son had the chance to do exactly what Donald Trump did here just earlier today in Washington, D.C. It is the most hallowed ground on American soil because there are three unknown soldiers from three military conflicts we've been in buried there at the tomb of the unknown soldier. And President Trump, as all incoming presidents since 1937, got the opportunity to put a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. You got to go there, guys. Check it out. I posted up, had some news going on earlier today. The start of the inauguration celebration of the incoming president-elect Donald Trump. President Donald Trump, by 12 o'clock tomorrow, he will be our president, the 45th of the United States of America, and I couldn't be happier. As you know, I'm a Trumpster, and because I wanted a businessman in there so bad. Heck, I voted for Herman Cain. I wanted H. Ross Perot, going way back to maybe a time before some of you guys were born. Another terrific, wealthy, successful businessman. I've always wanted a businessman or a businesswoman to run this country because I've always known when I became an adult and from earlier times that America is truly just a giant corporation, a business that controls the planet. And that's basically it. And so I thought always logical and common sense that a businessman should run it. Well, H. Ross Perot was kicked out. That didn't happen for him, though. There's some scandal behind how he left, not on his part, but a lot of stuff about that. You may want to look it up. Also, Herman Cain, you know, the Pizza King. I wanted him, another businessman. But these professional politicians and attorneys have always kind of ruled the roost in Washington, D.C. So it's so great to see a businessman who's successful, somewhere between $3 and $10 billion, become the president of the United States and run this country like a business. You know, that's what we have to do. So in that respect, I'm so jazzed. And the concert today at the footsteps of the Lincoln Memorial, I don't care what your Democrat, Republican, what your belief is. This is an American celebration. It has nothing to do with the politics. And those senators and congressmen who are stepping aside for this, how dare you? Shame on you. Now, you as a citizen, it's okay if you don't want to watch it and you want to turn it off and it's not your thing and you're not interested. That's okay. But we pay our congressmen and our senators. They earn a lot of money and they all become multimillionaires. We pay them to stand proud and strong in backing of this nation and the celebration of the nation, the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the amendments, the Bill of Rights, the Federalist Papers, the forefathers, our country, the peaceful transfer of power from one to another like no other in the world. And so many of them are boycotting. It's unheard of. And it's just, in my opinion, so very disrespectful to the money I, as a taxpayer, pay them to go and represent not their personal feelings, and but to represent this country. This country. And the argument is put to me, well, they represent their districts and their state. I'm sorry. There are things that go beyond that. And this celebration of this most hallowed transfer of power and greatness of the United States of America, you should be showing up. Now, I'm going to say that because let me tell you something. This is how hypocritical and how ridiculously stupid these asinine people are that are still protesting like De Niro out in front of Trump Towers today. I mean, come on. You know, celebrate the country. Celebrate our armed forces. Celebrate the way we run ourselves, our government. Let me tell you, I reached back and I looked for some information about presidents transferring the power from one president to another. And the reason why I look back on this, because I want every president, I don't know if you know this, every president writes a letter to the incoming president. It's usually something that's held personal and goes into the presidential libraries of all the presidents. And I found the last few presidents when a new president came in. And let me tell you what they wrote. Let me tell you, these were Democrats to Republicans and Republicans to Democrats. Ideas that are completely separate. Okay? Just like today. And this is how terrible people like Maxine Waters and Tony Cardenas, my councilman for District 29, are. This is how disrespectful and dishonorable they are. They should follow their president, whether it's Republican or Democrat. I'm going to read you the letter verbatim. This is what the letter that Barack Obama got from then President George W. Bush. It reads this. Dear Barack, January 20th, 2009. Dear Barack, congratulations on becoming our president. You have just begun a fantastic chapter in your life. This was written by the president to the incoming president. Very few have had the honor of knowing the responsibility you now feel. Very few know the excitement of the moment and the challenges you will face. There will be trying moments. The critics will rage. Your friends will disappoint you. But you will have an almighty God to comfort you. A family man who loves you. A family who loves you. And a country that is pulling for you, including me. No matter what comes, you will be inspired by the character and compassion of the people you now lead. God bless you sincerely, George W. Bush. Now, folks, that's a Republican handing power over to a Democrat with completely different concepts and ideas from each other at that time. As raucous as it is now, it was then. It's just not so racially divisive and dangerous and violent as it is today in our society as it was back then. But here's the point. Did you feel the uniting aspect from president to president? Now that and those are Americans. No matter what their ideas, no matter what their feelings about each other, they came together at that moment in time for the good of the nation more than the good of the one. For the good of the nation to show the world that we were united, despite all of the arguments and discussions and mud throwing of that time. Yeah. Don't you think our government elected officials should learn a little something? Those greedy rat bastards. They all come out to be millionaires, but they can't give up one day. Follow your president. Now let's go back again for another letter. This is back February 20th, January 20th of 2001. Now this letter was from Clinton to Bush, from Democratic president, 8-year term Clinton to Bush. January 20th, 2001, verbatim. Today you embark on the greatest venture with the greatest honor that can come to an American citizen. Like me, you are especially fortunate to lead our country in a time of profound and largely positive change, when old questions, not just about the role of government, but about the very nature of our nation, must be answered anew. You lead a proud, decent, and good people. And from this day, you are president of all of us. I salute you and wish you success and much happiness. The burdens you now shoulder are great, but often exaggerated. The sheer joy of doing what you believe is right is inexpressible. My prayers are with you and your family. Godspeed. Sincerely, Bill Clinton. You get it, guys? Today is a celebration of the coming together of a great nation under God, indivisible, with love, life, and liberty forever. Those that are boycotting and protesting even now, follow your leadership and see what they've done. So I wanted to read those to you and start off the show because I think they're meaningful as to what's going to happen by tomorrow with the inauguration address, the swearing-in ceremony on Lincoln's Bible, their family Bible, the Trump family Bible, the inauguration speech, and then the balls after. And by the way, there's only 3 balls, not 14, 17, and 10 like there were for previous presidents. And this man, President Donald Trump, wants to get to work real fast. So he's not belaboring all this stuff. He's going to have some very significant balls, and that's it. And by the way, he dropped the ticket price to $50 a ticket. $50 a ticket. Isn't that amazing? So I just wanted to mention that as we proceed now and discuss more about what's happening in the world and kind of what's going on and in that respect. And we're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. We already covered a couple things that are coming up, but I wanted to address a couple of more things here and talk a little bit about that stuff coming up here. There is a lot of words coming out of Washington right now that they're going to start as soon as Donald Trump takes presidency, start funding a bigger and larger military operation. And so it got to me thinking, well, where are we in terms of our military operations? I mean, is our military still the greatest the world has ever seen? And, it is. It is. But it's sort of like we're the top of the hill, king of the heap, just like New York, New York. And Frank Sinatra's song, the great song, New York, New York, that was actually written for Judy Garland's daughter. The great singer. It'll come to me in a second. Sometimes things blow out of my head. But when Frank Sinatra got his hands on it, nobody could do a better rendition than New York, New York in the 1980s. But our armed forces sort of have hit a point. We're greater than everybody else, but we kind of stopped R&D and developing and continuing the growth. And in order for America to stay the America that it is today, in terms of our liberty and our freedoms, remember, we are not a democracy. So forget the popular vote stuff. This is a republic. A republic. We are not a democracy. We have democratic ideals that were created through a Republican concept, a republic concept. We are a republic and not a democracy. Okay? So the electoral vote, that's why President Trump is going to be President Trump. Now, so our military must stay strong. It just must be strong. And these are some of the things that they want to do. They want to improve our Navy to a 308 ship Navy quickly and to 355 battle force ships. Okay. They also want to create the large aircraft carriers like the Gerald R. Ford, which is about to embark on its first sea trials pretty soon, the largest aircraft carrier the world has ever seen. They would like to do that, but they also want to create smaller aircraft carriers, attack type aircraft carriers, many more of those. They want to replace the F-18 Stright fighter with the F-35 fighters. They're starting to put those into our military operations now. They want to increase the Marine personnel from 182,000 to 200,000 by 2022. The Navy would like to add 111 aircraft by 2030. They want to create a brand new bomber called the B-21 Raider. It looks like the bomber we see that flew over the Rose Bowl on the Rose Parade and the Rose Bowl game. That's the B-2 bomber, but it's even more sophisticated and even more stealthy. They also want to increase the Air Force. The Air Force has been lacking, so they need to replace a bunch of F-15E Strike Eagles and F-15C Golden Eagles and F-16 Fighting Falcons with the F-35. The Marines are going to get the F-35 that can vertical takeoff. They want to increase the Army size from 475,000 to 525,000 over 5 years. They want to create a new battle tank that serves a dual purpose as a battle tank, frontline tank, and can carry troops, as well as like a Bradley fighting machine. They want to create 4 submarines a year, replacing the Ohio class with a new submarine, as the Ohio class is about living out its lifeline now to a Columbia class. And add more nuclear missiles because Russia and other countries are starting to build those, and more ICBMs and more defense systems like a la Star Wars, but even more sophisticated over the next days. And that's what they want to do with the military. So I just, I thought that was interesting because, you hear all this talk, the military, the military, the military. Well, what does that mean? What do they actually want to do with the military? I'm pretty upset at our outgoing, this woman is amazing. Obama signed this out, but the outgoing Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, oh man, let me tell you, I'm not going to say what I want to say, but it's unbelievable. On January 3rd, the outgoing Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, secretly signed an order directing the National Security Agency, America's 60,000 person strong domestic spying apparatus. Did you realize that the National Security Agency, the NSA, had 60,000 people working in there to make available raw spying data to all other federal intelligence agencies, which then can pass it on to their counterparts in foreign countries, and in the 50 states upon request. Now, she did so. She claimed for an administrative convenience. Yet, in doing this, she basically violated the basic constitutional principles that were erected centuries ago to protect us exactly against what she just did. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable that she did this. This is like an abusive of power. All right? It's unconscionable. on her way out. And this is the lady that met Hillary Clinton on the Bill Clinton on the tarmac. This is the lady that is so, I gotta say it, she's just a hater, or just a person that always puts race behind everything. Such a decisive person. She, in terms of decisive, I mean decisively dividing the American social conscience. So I'm glad that she's going out. It's unbelievable. I hope that someday they bring charges against her. They figure it out, but they probably won't. Yeah, I'm 56 years old. And in the 1980s, I was in my 20s. 1989, I was 29 years old. And I thought about my daughter, who's 26 today, or this year. My son's 21. And I thought, how is their 20s different than my 20s? So between the ages of 20 and 30, how is theirs going to compare to my 20s and 30s in the 1980s? And I did start doing some homework. And here's what I came up with. And this is kind of shocking stuff, guys. The millennials earn less than the boomers. I'm the end of the boomer generation. 25 to 34-year-old millennials earn roughly $40,581 a year. In 1989, boomers of the same age earned $50,910. And that's absolutely true. Because in the 1980s, I was earning well over that. Okay? And so the median income declined dramatically for white Americans, less so for African Americans and Latinos. But quite the opposite. You just do a little homework and research, and these statistics come from the government. Okay? The median income declined dramatically for white Americans, less for African Americans and Latinos, who started with a significant disadvantage in 1989. They saw gains where white Americans did not. Pretty amazing. Okay, here's another one. The median income for 25 to 34-year-old whites, for American whites in 1989 was $60,338 a year. In 1989, for African Americans, it was $29,000. For Latinos, it was $24,000. In the most recent statistics, in 2015, the median income for white Americans, $48,000. It went down. Cost of living has gone up. The African American men and women, the median income stayed at about $28,000, and for Latinos, it rose to $30,000. So, where one group, the income really dropped, the other groups, the income kind of went up a little bit. So things seem to be going in the right direction for a lot of folks. Young adults with debt and a degree today make about the same as young adults with no degree in 1989. Young adults with debt and a degree today make about the same as young adults with no degree in 1989. It's better to have a degree because your future, you can make more. But that one blew me away. Today's young adults with debt earn less than with my age bracket in the 1980s that didn't have any degree. Amazing. Here's another one. In fact, student debt is so significant that assets for student loan borrowers declined even faster than those for young people with no degree at all. It means they ate everything up. There's nothing left. It's now much harder to own a home without having a college degree. Overall, 46% of 25 to 34-year-olds owned homes in 1989. 46%. I'll agree to that. I did. I started my real estate career full speed ahead in the 1980s, even though I got my license earlier on. And most of the people I was selling to, a good percentage of them, were in their 30s. I had a lot of people buying houses in 1989. That number fell to 43% by 2014. So it's dropped off too. Another one which kind of blew me away. Despite those disadvantages, young adults now are saving much more for retirement than their peers were in 1989. On an average saving, $14,596 versus $56.16 respectively. Among the college educated, the difference is even starker. Now, that twisted me around a little bit, and I will agree with that because, when I was in my 20s, I didn't know too many people saving a lot of money. But then there weren't a lot of people that continued to stay living at home. They were out working. More people had less college degrees and were making more than those that had college degrees of today. So, they were saving no money. They were spending it. But then they were buying houses at a faster clip too. But a lot of young people in their 20s now stay home. And they don't pay rent, they don't pay for food, they got a job and they go to school or whatever, or may not. They save more money. It's a good thing. That's a good thing. But, it says a lot. So when you start looking at these statistics, you can kind of figure out what the world was like when I was a 20 to 30-year-old versus what's been happening today to the 20 and 30-year-olds. And it's almost clockwork perfect. In that respect. So I just wanted to address that because sometimes I ask myself, and I don't know about you, it's like, oh man, what's going on? What's wrong with folks? What's happening? So the statistics show exactly what's going on in that respect. I was born in Chicago, Illinois. And that is at the southern tip of Lake Michigan, which is the third largest lake of the Great Lakes in our country. In fact, 20% of all the fresh water in the world are in the Great Lakes. Something like 23,000 quadrillion liters. It's immense. It takes 200 years in Lake Superior, which is the top lake, a drop of water, it takes 200 years for that drop of water to cycle all the way through Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, the canals. It takes 200 years for that drop of water. In fact, the lakes which were created when the Great Ice Age came back and carved out these giant valleys, in some cases 4,000 feet deep, and the ice melted, the freshwater ice, and filled all these lakes up. Some of the pollution that was put into those lakes almost 200 years ago is still there. It's mind-boggling. And I was recently talking to some friends from Chicago about how cold it's been. And they were telling me that the lake was freezing over like it does every year, Lake Michigan and all of that. And it got me to thinking about that water and how much water there is there. And we've had a lot of rain here in Southern California lately. It's been raining pretty hard. In fact, there's a third storm coming in, and it's supposed to rain for 2 or 3 days. So the rain's been coming down for a good month now here in California, in Southern California, 2, 3, 4 days a week, and we get a little clearing, then it rains again. And that's been really unusual over the last 25 or 30 years. It hasn't really done that. I've been here since I was 2 years old, so we moved out of Chicago when I was a young kid. So Lake Michigan, it has a ton of water. Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lake Superior, and the canals and all that up there has a ton of fresh water. And it's amazing just how much water there is. Those lakes are so huge. They look like oceans. They get waves out there that are 20, 30 feet high. It's like being in the ocean. And as our climate is changing and the planet is warming, not necessarily because of the human aspect, which Gore won the Nobel Peace Prize on, which is a bunch of malarkey. The planet is heating. There's no doubt about that. That's what our planet does. Our planet is a living creature. It heats and colds and gets hot and cold and hot and cold and grows in volcanoes and cracks and moves. I mean, that's what it does. It does that. It's supposed to do that. That's our planet. It's alive. It's not dead. It's alive. It's alive. It's not dead. So with the heating of the planet, naturally, the lakes are a lot of that water is starting to evaporate. Now, not a lot of it, but it's evaporating more. And the big concern now is with the lakes up there is that the pollution and there's a big cleanup in the other types of fish and living creatures that people have put in there. They're trying to cut that back. Now, I talk about that because really I believe that in the next 10 years or so, one of the greatest commodities that we need to cherish and clean and keep clean in this world and this country is fresh drinking water. Fresh drinking water is by far the most important thing to have. When you're a survivalist and you're preparing for disasters, the number one thing you do is you got to find water because you'll die in 3 days without water. Lake Ontario, too, that's the other lake. So you'll die very quickly without water. You can go a long time without food. You can replace food with food that you didn't think you could eat, but you can to survive. But water is most important. And so as we get a lot of water here in Southern California, one of the problems we're having here is capturing all this rainwater as it drains off into the oceans. They finally realized that we have to have a better capture system here in California. Don't you just love government? They're so reactive and they're not proactive. And that's one of the things that I hope Trump does is becomes more proactive than reactive. Reactive, it's too late, man. You already got a broken nose. Hey, bring it on Instagram, friends. Brad Hunt 5477. Brad, we got a great project, a bank project. Sure like to talk to you about. If you guys want to check it out, let me know at facebook.com/Jesse Terrero, baby. Brian Wirk is joined. Mikey's joined. Mikey and Marty, yeah. Marty, yeah. I like that Marty, yeah. She joined too. Jeff Julius is joined too. Hey, thanks a lot, Jeff, for having us along and our Facebook Live friends as well. We got to capture water here more in California, but it seems to me that the water trend is getting better and pointing a little more towards some positive things that are happening in terms of our drought here in the Southwest in that respect. Oh, by the way, a couple of interesting things I found out about acupressure points. A lot of folks are getting sick and they got stress-related problems, and so I was looking around for some things about acupressure. You know, I've been studying Wing Chun for a long time. That's a Chinese fighting form. We have a thing called pressure points. And we learn about those things. But one of the things that I think is really cool to know that the Chinese developed for 5,500, 6,000 years is pressure points for certain things. And one of the things, a couple of the things I think this might find helpful, if you have a migraine headache, if you suffer from migraines, hey, Mikey's, what's happening, buddy? If you suffer or you have family members that suffer from migraines, I have a friend of mine, a brother, a Masonic brother, Bucky Sherman, and I'm a Mason. You can see, a 32nd degree Scottish Rite Mason, Blue Lodge, free and accepted Mason, 25 years, actually over 30 years now. But anyhow, my brother in the fraternity suffered from major migraine headaches. His wife, major migraine. And this is what the Chinese say. You take your left hand right here, okay? Your left hand, and right here, between right here, right? You pinch the tips of each finger, all right? You push right here, and then what you do is you take your thumb and you pinch the tips of your fingers. One finger, two fingers. You pinch, hold it for, about 30 seconds, and you pinch the tips of your fingers. And what that is supposed to do, it's supposed to relax the migraine aspect of your headache. Okay? And that's supposed to help you relieve the pressure and the stress in your headache. You pinch here, then you pinch here, 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 here. You can pinch it this way or this way, but you have to pinch the tips of your fingers, okay, of each hand. This hand and then this hand, and it helps relieve the migraine headache. For colds, massage this point on the big toe to get rid of sinuses. So if you have a sinus problem, you don't have to always go over the counter and get those sinus medicines. Your big toe, pretend this was your big toe. Well, okay, look, my big toe, okay? Yeah, my big toe right here, right? What you do, I took my shoe off while we're talking. What you do is you press right there, your big toe. See, you got that? Your big toe, right? You got it, guys? All right, you press your big toe to get rid of sinus headaches. Yeah, sinus problems. You press that, hold it for about a minute, hard as you can. Okay, that's the number 2. I'm going to show you 10 ways to help yourself here. I told you today we're just going to have a potpourri of things to talk about. All right, so here's the next thing that we talk about. Okay, let's see here. Let's go back. Number 3. All right. Okay. Number three. All right. Let's see. Okay. Hypertension. Okay. Hypertension, right? We all get that hypertension sometimes. I don't suffer from that as much as other things, but hypertension. So what you do is you take your foot and right here between these 2 toes, right here, right? These 2 toes right here. Yeah, right. This toe and this toe and this toe. These 2 toes right here. These 2 guys, right there, right? Those 2 guys, right? Right there, right? Right. You take and you apply pressure to this point right here, right here. Okay. You apply pressure with your thumb like this. Pressure for about a minute, and it relieves your hypertension problem. I'm not kidding you. This stuff works. Okay? All right, so now the 4th thing, I can't help you with this. This is for this is for menstrual cramps. I can't help you show that, okay? No, I can't. I'm not no, I'm not gonna do it. Okay? All right, but I'll show you on your foot. Okay. Man, my right foot, I don't know how, thank goodness I'm flexible, right? Okay. So you massage this point to relax the uterus. Yeah. What'd you do yesterday? I watched a Jesse T show, and he's showing me how to massage and relax the uterus by touching your foot. Okay, massage this point to relax the uterus and reduce pain, ladies, during menstruation. Right here. At this point, right here. You got to massage that. Massage the heck out of that thing. Maybe I'm going to do that to Mama T tonight. Woo! Yeah! Well, we don't suffer from that stuff. Well, she doesn't, but you know what I mean. Come on. Okay. All right. Now, number five. Oh my goodness, we're almost out of time. So number 5, the next one here is for asthma. Okay. This is what you do on your other foot, your left foot. You take your thumb, right, and you massage right here, right here. Same spot, but on your left foot, right there. You right under that toe, right there. You massage right there, right there. Massage, press, and massage that. That'll aid in your breathing. Okay? All right. Just a couple more. Bear with me. All right, just bear with me. Okay. Depression. Oh, man. Man, we all suffer from some sort of depression. So what you do with depression, you pinch the tip of each toe to promote serotonin. That's a happiness hormone, okay? So you pinch the tip of this one, you pinch the tip of this one, you pinch the tip of this one, one little piggy, two little piggies, three little piggies, four little piggies, five little piggies. That's why your mom did the piggy thing on your toes. You didn't even know that, did you? The things you learn on the Jesse T Show. Okay, number 7. Number 7. Okay, stay with me. All right, so number 7, this is arthritis. As you get older, I've broken all these fingers and these hands because, I boxed. I boxed for a long time, and I wrestled, and I played football in high school and college and tried out for the pros and lost, got cut, but and martial arts and hitting walls and steel and cement and heavy bags and all that kind of, I broke all these fingers. Okay, and they sometimes get stuck like this, and I got to unstick them. So press down on, okay, what you do on this one here, yeah, it's this one, this foot here. What you do with this one here is you press right here, the outside, right there, see the toe right there? You press the outside right here, outside, you press down and apply firm pressure to this area to relieve stiffness of joints. Okay? Okay? All right. I'm getting a workout. Okay, number 8, insomnia. How many of you suffer insomnia? Okay? All right, insomnia, you press a point to promote relaxation and induce sleep. So what do you do with insomnia? This is what you do. Right here, your little finger, right here where that joint is, kind of right there, that right there, what you do right there is you press this point to promote relaxation and induce sleep. Okay, right there, right? Okay, number 9, these are Chinese pressure points for health. Number 9, okay, all right, serious stuff now, okay? Guys, you don't got to take Cialis and Viagra, okay? Come on, guys. You don't got to go to GNC and get all that T1 crap. You want to improve your sperm count? Your body will do it for you. Come on. You didn't think I was going to talk about the girls and not the guys. All right. Boost your sperm production. Oh, the things I talk about. Boost your sperm production by massaging this point on your wrist. So right here, right here, okay? Your right hand here. You take right here, where you see, got this right about here, where your watch is. All right, you got that? You got that right about there, right there, guys. Right, kind of where my thumb is. And what you do is you press on that, and it's like a pump. Remember. Pump me up, right? Well, that kind of pumps up the sperm count. Okay. Nausea. You got a problem with your stomach and your nausea. Gently apply pressure to this point to subside the symptoms. Right here. Right here. Okay? Right there, where my first finger is. Okay? Right there. Okay? All right. Okay, I thought that would be kind of fun to go over as we come to the end of the Jesse T Show in a few minutes. You can catch all this on one of my Facebook pages, facebook.com/straight on the point, as well as check out the facebook.com/Jesse Terrero as we broadcast live, of course, on the powervoices.com every Monday through Friday, right here on ABTV Live in the Digital Broadcasting Network. All right, so let's go back. So a couple of things. I know we talked about a lot of stuff. We were all over the pages today, but sometimes I like to do that because it just allows us to kind of hang out and have a good time. There was a couple of more things. I think I could fit something else in here that I thought was pretty interesting. And that is America's most expensive house. I have the opportunity to get you in on a private walkthrough if you have $250 million. And you got to proof up the funds. It's in Beverly Hills. Actually, it's up on top of the mountain. It's $250 million. And it's even more expensive than the Godfather home. The one where they had the cut off horse head in the Godfather 1. That was built by William Randolph Hearst. That's $150 million. This is $250 million. It's an unbelievable home, too. My goodness gracious. It's just unbelievable. So I've been through it already. But if you want to go through it, I can get you in there, but you got to proof up funds. Anyhow, it's on my Jesse Terrero Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero broker. All right. Kind of a potpourri show today. I call it the Jesse T in our world today. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock, right here on the Jesse T Show. It's going to be a great show. We're going to line up some good things as we kick off into the weekend. And we are going to be talking about the new president of the United States of America and all the festivities. Because I'm just a glutton and love the compassion of this great nation. And I just love the pomp and ceremony of it all. All right, you're straight on the point as we let you go from the world according to Terrero. The Jesse T Show. The Brown Beauty is off duty. See ya! Boom!